Betty's no longer able to read, write, speak, interact in the way he could previously.
It just really, it was a mild traumatic brain injury, but totally changed my life.
He was 20 when he had his surgery. It totally changed him.
I was pitching, I threw a ball and a guy hit it right back at me, and I turned my head and it hit me right in the head, and that was kind of the rest for me until I woke up from my coma.
He really had to relearn how to walk, talk, everything. He had to learn how to swallow again and, eat on his own. So he really started from scratch.
Our son Paul was 17, almost 18, when he had a bad accident that boys often playing around might have. He was thrown from the back of a car.
My wife had a brain aneurysm. She was 45 years old at the time and turning 46.
Having treatment and going through it at the time, and then what happens. And it's a little bit of, okay, great, you get to come home. Terrific, you're home. But then then what? What do we do?
If I had my needs met by the insurance company, which is Medicare, they had the great team that came in and then they were all gone.
Gunner's injury will be with him for the rest of his life. It will be with us for the rest of our lives.
If he'd been a recovering alcoholic or had mental illness or something, there'd be plenty of places for him, but there are no services for brain-injured adults.
I remember the first time I met Karen Schurig. She came into my office and she began to tell me about her journey.
The Marin Brain Injury Network to me is an amazing organization. It started out as a very unique, small community resource serving our own local population and a population who had not had these kinds of services before.
BINBA is an amazing organization of dedicated and caring professionals. They provide a safe environment for individuals with brain injury where they can learn about their injuries, where they can explore the possibilities in their lives.
I think the community is the only healing thing for anybody in the community. I see it all the time with the group home fellows that I work with who have been severely injured in car accidents. And I think just even talking to their families, right? Having them have an opportunity to come where people actually do lovingly care about them and hear them and listen. I always tell everybody that listening is love, and that's what happens here. People get listened to, and it takes time and patience, and staff is extremely good at that.
People really need ongoing rehabilitation, whether it's to regain skills that they had lost or to adapt to fixed problems.
There's so many things that we're doing here now to treat the whole person and to make their life better.
When the brain connections are severed, so are the life connections severed for these people. And the idea that they can reconnect in many different levels, especially with BINBA, a place like BINBA allows these connections to flourish.
BINBA operates on a very limited budget with primarily part-time staff, an amazing board and advisory board, and lots of wonderful volunteers.
Our organization is funded primarily through the generosity of individuals and family foundations.
We continue to honor the mission of our founder, who is no longer with us, but one of her missions was to never turn anyone away because they couldn't afford the services.
I mean, a tragic thing happened to her daughter, and she made this wonderful place to help other people because there was nothing out there, and she wanted her daughter to have something.
Important things we can do is help people accept the fact that their lives have changed, but that they can have a pretty good life anyway.
if you get the head injury, don't let it stop you.
She's still the same person, still, the person I married.
I'm the beginner's mind, as the Buddhists say. So in my beginner's mind, I can be open to anything, and it's okay to have this brain.